Greetings, Mind Crafters, and welcome to another exciting Minecraft episode. My name is Kimberly Quinn, and that is little Giovanni, your hostess and host with the mostest and most. And we are here today, totally inspired in the woods. And truthfully, I just want to be straight up with everyone because that's how I am. That's what you see is what you get. So it's important to me to walk the talk. I think that's how it goes, right? So, yeah, okay, walk the talk. And I was realizing the last couple days that I needed to really sit with my own words of wisdom because I've had a fast few days. I'm back in my head. And those of you know, because I've outed myself a long time ago about being a card-carrying member of the Fast Mind Club. So even on your average day, if there is such a thing, my mind is very, very fast. And then sometimes I have fast mind days, and they're like in a category of their own, where I basically drive everyone, including myself, insane. I'm just in overdrive. Like if you're like a 5-speed, I'm like in speed 7. You know, and it's because it's when I get excited. It's not usually negative. It's usually just an ADHD. Well, I don't like the word. I don't like the letters ADHD because it's such a misnomer. However, that said, one of the gifts of ADHD, the biggest gift, is our ability to create and innovate. And thankfully, companies are finally catching on to that. But anyway, the only thing is that it's like, people said I'm like I'm like a Ferrari with bicycle brakes. I love that. You know, high octane, passion driven and all that stuff, but no brakes. And so, or bicycle brakes, tricycle brakes, big wheel brakes, something that doesn't stop anyway. And so right now I'm writing another book and I'm so pumped for it. I'm in that hyper-focused thing. And so this is the last few days. My husband said something to me this morning. You're on that computer because it was so important to me to get that proposal out. Like I had to do it. Just one more sentence. So what we're talking about today is not just me walking the talk, but extreme mindfulness, which is what this is. G and I are out there. We're out there right now because I knew it was going to take this to calm my mind down. I mean, I'm out here anyway. Though, there was nothing short of deep woods that was going to slow my mind down one bit today. So, and it's all because of excitement. So the talk, though, in addition to just the walk the talk thing, is mindful morning management, because how you navigate your morning, oh, that's so gorgeous. The snow art is incredible on these branches. It's just like defies gravity. Anyway, how we manage our mornings is really how our day unfolds. So I'm not going to put everybody through all of it, okay? The gratitude thing, I've done that every day. That's not really the issue. So the I'm grateful for, absolutely. The thing is, if we are not, after we do the gratitude journal and we hopefully do a little something that quiets the mind, even if you're reading an affirmation, something like in Simple Abundance, like that I like to read. If we don't manage the little stuff and we're on autopilot, before we know it, the day is taken off on its own. So an example would be, I was getting that proposal. I could think about nothing else. And then it goes into the rest of the knowns. My husband was bringing up stuff, and he was actually very patient this morning. Maybe it's the bills, and you got to get this out by today, by 10 o'clock, whatever it is. If we kind of let all of the knowns, I think Joe Dispenza calls them that, which is like all the meetings you have that day, the emails you have to respond to. If you don't just shelf that for even 15 minutes to just get quiet, the whole day is going to take off like a runaway train. And the other thing is, if we don't set that intention, that's also what happens. And so this is late for me to be out in the woods. I usually am out here in the morning with you, like as early as I can, depending on what's going on with the dark days and all that stuff. And so that is what happened. I did the gratitude thing, never miss. I did not do my prayerful morning routine this morning, got wrapped up in the knowns, the deadlines with proposals and the this and the that. And I was like a gerbil on crack all day today. And once you pick up that momentum, it's like a snowball rolling downhill. It's very, very difficult to quiet the mind when especially if you go all the way into work. Thankfully, I'm remote today. We're getting a ton of snow, so that was good anyway. Because then people start talking to you and asking, did you respond? And then it's just, your mind almost isn't your own for that day. It's like gone. And so it's super, super important. And I'm glad that I was humbly reminded by this today and a little bit of yesterday. No, actually, I was out in the woods yesterday morning. Today, let's just go with that. I was humbly reminded because I in general have a pretty good grip on how my day unfolds. And obviously life happens, you can't control all that stuff. But as far as, having some kind of routine and setting things up to unfold as well as possible, I'm doing that the high majority of the time. And today, man, I was just like I did the gratitude thing, and then it was like, I was excited. I was excited, but my mind was in total Ferrari with bicycle brakes mode, and it's tough. So it's very, very important. So the gratitude journal thing, the hot tea, the thing with the Joe Dispenza says is, which I cannot emphasize enough. Then he says the knowns will all be there. The bills will be there to be paid. The emails you have to answer, the Zoom meetings you're committed to, the in-person meetings, it's all going to be there. So to block it out for 15 minutes isn't going to change any of that. But what it will do is set you up for a way calmer mind and a way better day. Even if you can do 5 minutes, like my oldest son says with working out, 5 minutes is better than no minutes. So that's the part where I have to regroup. Totally. And then I also, when I'm out here in the woods, I also, at the end of my, just mindfulness thing that I do out here, I also do a how can I be of service? I just put it out there. It might be somebody who just needs a 10-minute conversation. Who knows? This comes to me. And my other thing I do is I set an intention. And so I really felt it today when I was not intentional with how my morning mapped out. So I really wanted to share that with everybody, because from somebody who practices this stuff as much as possible, I was really grateful. I was really, really grateful for the eye-opening, sobering experience of, not doing that this morning, being out here in the afternoon, which is also good. I mean, if I could do that twice a day, every day, I'd love that. But how it just really woke me up into, wow, this is usually really working for you. So when it was missing, it reminded me of how well that's working for me. So that's really what I wanted to say. So especially the morning. I mean, managing your life minutes all day long in general, be super intentional and deliberate, because there are only so many, and we want to live deliberately as much of our days as possible, because our minutes add up to hours, right? Add up to days, add up to our lives. That's how it works. Though I want to emphasize the morning, because that's obviously the start to the whole day. So if you can just manage it. And we also talked about the other thing, I was up early, but not as early as usual. I was up early, but not because of the daylight savings thing, I think, too. And that's another thing I try to do, is I get up like 5:15, because it's very important to me to not start the day hurrying. I don't want to start the day hurrying. If it turns into like 6 o'clock, I feel like the whole day just got past me. And that's another thing. Though I did not way oversleep. I think it was like 6. That to me feels like noon. So that's the other thing. So I was reminded of in a positive way, that my routines and how much my whole well-being routine is really working, because I noticed it was like being hit with a brick when I didn't do all that this morning. So that's all I wanted to say. Mindful morning management, super, super important. Set that intention. One of my biggies, most frequent ones, is I intend to bring success to everything I do today within the best of my ability. Even if that's a conversation, changing our granddaughter's diaper and make her laugh and smile, taking Giovanni for a walk, taking out the garbage. Actually, I don't do that. My husband does. But if I were to do it, I'd want to do it with success. And then it could be to the big stuff, all the projects and everything else. So that's it. Gratitude, service, intention. Shove the knowns aside for 15 minutes and just let yourself be. And that's it. Mindful morning management. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off with little Giovanni at the Notch in Northern Vermont. Have a mindful day.